Good morning, everyone. Day 79, I think. I think it's September 15th. I was going to talk a little bit about the last 4 or 5 days, and it's a really nice day out today. It is cold. Actually, I should talk about last night. You know, the weather apps, they're all good. I mean, they give you a general idea of what's gonna transpire. But you know, when you're up on a ridge over, up 1,500 feet, a lot of these weather reports are for the cities and stuff that are down below you. And like last night, the weather report said, the best report I got said it was going to be a low of, I think a low of 44, that kind of thing, 5 to 10 mile an hour winds, that kind of stuff. It got down in the 30s last night. Sorry, I'm trying to find the best light. It got down in the 30s last night, and the wind was 20 to 30 miles an hour. It was rough. I mean, I'm up on this ridge line, and this ridge. Let me go back here so I can give you an accurate where I'm at. This ridge goes up and over, probably, looking at the other side, probably 300 yards, maybe. At least at this point where I'm at, I stayed up on this, up just over or just above the edge of, let's see if I'm going south. So just over the west edge of the ridge. Well, the problem, the wind was coming from the west. And I had my tent parallel to the trail. And the wind was coming up over the ridge, and it's whipping up there 20, 30 mile an hour. It's coming up straight up over my tent. My tent was flapping around in the wind really bad last night. And there's a picture before this of the venting in my tent. I took that picture just so you guys would have a general idea of what I was talking about. So the wind's running down the ground and coming up onto my tent and going right up underneath my tent and through my tent and out my doors. So there was a wind going through my tent. And then, so I'm inside my tent with my quilt, like it's in a little tent. I got it around my feet, up over my knees, which are bent up in the air, and then it's coming back down to my head. So, and then my quilt's flapping around in the wind. So, gotta say, it's a pretty rough night. But so I looked at all the weather apps, and they said 5 to 10 mile an hour winds. You know, the weather stations, a lot of times, they're down near the cities. They're not. You know, I'm getting the city's weather report. And you go to AT weather, last night it said tonight, 5 mile an hour winds, sunny, warm, high of, or a low of 49, not even close. I don't know how often they update AT weather, but a lot of times that's a little off too. It'll be raining and it says it's supposed to be sunny, so it might be updated once a week or something like that. I don't know how often they're doing it now. But it was an interesting night, to say the least. I got some sleep, but like I said, I wasn't expecting the wind. That came out of nowhere, no pun intended. I'm gonna keep walking. I'm sorry about the lighting. I was gonna, like I said before, I was gonna talk about the last 4 or 5 days and the, I really have to put it down to my loss of focus. I got out of my routine. You know, I pretty much was in a good routine since I've been out here. You know, I get up, I do my coffee drink, I get out as early as, just after sunrise for the most part. I mean, I got out later than that a lot of times, but the goal was to do that. But I got so used to being in and around town, I wasn't doing my breakfast drink in the mornings, and because I knew I was going into town, and I wasn't getting my dinner ready at 3 o'clock because I was going into town. And I found myself staying in a few more rooms that I would have normally done. For one reason or another, it was easy to make excuses why I should stay in a room tonight and that kind of thing. And that expense is hard to swallow sometimes when you're on a budget. So anyway, I let myself get out of my routine, and I've been caught up in it. I don't know if you saw my video from 2 days ago. I was just watching a couple of them again, and I think you can really, I think I really was humbled that day, and I have been humbled since then because of all the things that happened, because of all of that. So I guess I'm not sure what I'm even trying to say. I think I got too comfortable out here, and you just can't get too comfortable. You can't lose focus. I gotta pay attention. I gotta pay attention to all those little details that I always pay attention to. I'm not that guy that falls into this comedy of errors that I've been falling into. I really, and I think that's why I'm so humbled over the last couple days, because everything's been self-inflicted. Trail didn't do anything to me. I did it all. And I don't want this to be negative. Don't get me wrong. This is not really a positive thing. I'm feeling great. I'm just getting back to where I'm supposed to be. Where I'm supposed to be focused on the trail, not the towns. I mean, I know the towns are so much a part of it, and I'm having such a good time doing it. But I think I can't lose focus on the fact that I'm having such a good time, because I'm losing focus on the serious stuff. You get caught up in the euphoria of stuff, and you forget the important stuff. So I'm just saying, I know the last couple days, like yesterday, I was able to upload on the trail, by the way. But last night's video, I know it was only 12 minutes, but I think I was so caught up yesterday in the consequences of some of the stuff that I was doing and all that, I lost focus on what I'm supposed to be doing out here, enjoying the trail. But the same, I want to document the pictures. I haven't been taking a lot of pictures. I've taken a few videos here and there, but like yesterday was very limited information, limited anything. I was just sort of going through the motions. So anyway, I'm not trying to get all drama and trying to be all serious and everything. I just wanted to say this. I just, I don't know. I think I had an epiphany this morning that, especially after last night's weather, the unpredictability of it and not knowing, I'm lost. Look, look. So there's no real markings. I see, I'm supposed to be going this direction. I just don't see which path of rocks I'm supposed to go up. So anyway, I hope you guys bear with me. The last thing I want to do is lower the quality of my videos in the aspect of content and all that by getting humbled and losing focus on what I'm doing. Because I'm lost. I'm still happy. I'm not sad. I'm not nothing. I'm just saying. It's like I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I just have to. I was just trying to figure out a way to tell myself how to move past the stuff, these little trials and tribulations I went through over this last 4 days or so. Move past that and really enjoy the trail without losing focus on what I'm supposed to be doing. You know, I can have fun in the towns. I don't have to not. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Yeah, it helps when you just see the big old stick over there with the white. Wait a minute, where is it? Let's see. The big old stick right there with the white mark on it. Anyway, I'm rambling about something. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, other than the fact that once again the trail has thrown many lessons at me all at once, teaching me once again that I am a small speck in the grand scheme of things of the Appalachian Trail. That's for sure. Like I said the other day, somebody said something to the effect about you're having way too much to be having way too much fun to be on the AT. And that's an absolute correct statement, because the AT is not supposed to be easy. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it, you know? And that's why you see grown men break down and cry when they finish this trail, because of what it takes from you, of what it, the abuse that you normally go through. Maybe that was the culmination of my abuse for this week. Last night's windstorm maybe said, okay, you need to get your head out of your ass. Let's get back to the trail. You know, stop in the towns and stuff. You know, I still don't have my bag and my sleep system because of my decisions over the last handful of days. So the goal right now is, and this is a pretty hard goal, straightforward goal. This is not okay, I'm planning to be here today and here today. No, this is my one and only goal at this moment in time, is to get to Hamburg and get my stinking sleep system so I'm sleeping comfortably, at least a little more comfortably, because last night I froze my ass off. Sorry, it was cold, it was windy. At one point I'm just shivering. It's like, this is unacceptable, and I can't. I mean, we're getting ready in this area. I think some of the highs during the day are going to be in the 60, and every night it's getting down to 39, 39, 40. That's cold. So I got to get to Hamburg. I have 45 miles to get to Hamburg. Okay, the days are so short now. I mean, I'm out. It's well after 7, and it just got light, half hour ago. And it gets dark at like 6:30. almost 7. 6:43 or something like. I don't remember the times, or maybe sunrise is 6:43 and sunsets at 7 or something. But you know, you get 12 hours of daylight. The days are getting so short. It's hard to press out a lot of miles without stopping. You know, because I like to stop every 2 hours for 20 minutes or so. You know, to eat and to relax, just take a break and then keep going. And if you see something, you stop, you take pictures, taking videos, whatever. All of that. That's part of the deal that eats up time. So, and me doing 2 miles an hour, that's pretty much my standard. I've made that clear all along. I'm not rushing down the trail. I want to be doing 3 miles an hour, but I just don't push that hard. And the terrain's still rough enough. You got to pay attention to the ground. You can't really, you're bebopping around rocks and all that. So that's not real feasible. So anyway, I just wanted to, if you guys I saw it after watching my videos for the last 2 or 3 days. I saw it. I really was humbled at one point, and I didn't want you guys to think that I was getting down on myself or anything like that. And if you didn't think that, well, maybe that's just me caught up in my stupid head. I don't know. So anyway, so I was just gonna tell you that I am less than 5 miles away from a place called Palmerton. I'm going to the trail goes right next to the city, so I'm gonna drop in, get a hot cup of coffee, pick up some food for lunch and dinner, and keep going. Just to keep going. I got to get to Hamburg. I absolutely need to get to Hamburg. I'm going to take a break when I get to Hamburg. I am going to get a room, but I'm going to get it. So I'm going to time it so that I get in, you know, right when they let me in. You know, that's usually around 1, 2 o'clock. They'll let you into the rooms. Hopefully there's a Holiday Inn Express. I like that hotel. It costs a little more, but it's worth it to me. They treat me really well there. You know, I get points for that. You know, I'm a gold member there, and I get it. You know, I've had a lot of free rooms from Holiday Inn Express on this trail. I had a lot of points built up, so I really enjoy staying at that place. But I'm gonna do that. Get in early. Get into the room. If it's not early enough to get my package at the post office, I'll spend the night. Go the next morning. I'll go to Cracker Barrel. Remember, I've been talking about Cracker Barrel. This would be a breath of fresh air. Go to a Cracker Barrel, get a biscuits and gravy and the smoked sausage and and get some grits and all the the fresh apples and all of that stuff that comes with it. You know, it's never as good as you remember, but it's still going to be good on the trail. But do all that, get my package, and then hit the trail. Spend one night, and then hit the trail again. So that really is the goal. That's the only goal. So I'm not stopping in any more of these towns, you know, like stop and I'm going to drop in. If I need something, I'll drop in and get it, and then drop back, and then head back out. But I'm not going to be, not until I get to Hamburg. I'm not going to be meandering around the towns like I have. Once I get my sleep system, once I get myself back right, then I'll go back to doing some of that stuff. Just, you know, temper it a little so I'm not getting out of control with the loss of focus and putting myself at risk. And that's truly what I did. I put myself at risk the last couple days, and I've been thinking about it a lot. And I don't know if I've conveyed it and it seems like that on the videos, but I really I really think it had a little bit of an impact on me. So and I don't want that to happen in a bad way. So, and maybe, like I said, me getting a little out of control, maybe that was the way the trail brought me back in. It reined me back in. So that's good. If I look at it that way, then I can take it as a learning lesson and what do you call it? Not a learning lesson. It's a teaching moment. Sort of a teaching moment. The trail has put me in a corner and said, okay, this is a teaching moment. I watched a video last night of a guy that was at Home Depot, and he was getting some Quikrete. And in a nutshell, him and another guy were offloading one truck and just putting it right into his truck. And there was one bag left, and the guy in the truck, in the other truck that was helping him, had his kid get out, like 10-year-old kid, and had him get out and try to move the bag, and wanted him to move the bag out of the back and get it all the way, or it was in the front of the truck, made the kid move it all the way back to the tailgate. Well, the thing about it is, this kid was 9-10 years old. This is an 80-pound bag of Quikrete. This kid probably didn't weigh 80 pounds, I think, the way he described it. And he could barely move the bag. And his old man made him move the bag. And the kid was crying, and he said he had snot coming out of his nose, and he was trying to give up. He couldn't do it and all that. And his dad made him do it, just pushed him and pushed him. And the kid was just breaking down. But he did it. It took him like 12 minutes to get that bag to the back of the tailgate. And at the end, the kid was so excited, he said. He goes, it was a learning lesson for him too, that this dad was trying to teach his kid that no matter how hard you work and fight and everything like that, you never give up, because the reward at the end is, you have the sense of accomplishment. And he said the kid just was struggling and sad and mad and all that stuff all along, but he got the thing all the way down to the tailgate, and he said the kid was so euphoric and so happy and so everything about it, everything that he could, the whole range of emotions. And he said his dad you could tell the dad was proud, and the kid was just over the moon happy. And it was a teaching moment. And then the dad goes, let's go get some ice cream, Really, really good lesson. And you can liken that to anything in life. You fight and you cry and you just struggle. But once you get there, man, the payoff is emotionally it's priceless. And I liken that to my hike. I know the payoff's going to be priceless. And I know the struggle that comes with being out here and freezing your ass off, and everything's wet, and and you're sweating your ass off, and your nose is running. It's cold. It's very cold right now. Holy cow, just out of nowhere. Fall is here, man. It's kicking in. But it just, like I said, I see all that stuff as like, man, I can relate sort of right now. So, and I know there's some folks out here, I know there's a couple people out there watching these that aren't very, very big fans of me, which surprises me that I heard that they were watching. And I liken it to, I've rubbed people the wrong way many times in my life. Mainly because, let me tell you something. When I was the commander at Baton Post 4 in Deming, I always in my heart be part of that post. But if anybody that knows me well knows, I take my jobs and my responsibilities very seriously. And when people want to push the limits and break the rules and all that kind of stuff, I'm pretty hard. And I'm pretty straightforward though. And I'm not afraid, and I never have been. I'm not ashamed, I'm not afraid to hurt somebody's feelings when they're doing something they're not supposed to be doing. And I did that quite a few times at the American Legion. I did what was right. I did what's good for our veterans. You know, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And when you get those few individuals who think they're above the law, or they think they're better than the whole. Sorry, there's this thing called humility. It needs to be thrown back into your face. So I've rubbed a few people the wrong way. And there's still people very bitter at me because of that back in my hometown. But yet they're still watching my videos. So like I said, I've never been one much to apologize for things that I believe in if I've hurt someone's feelings. But you put yourself there, I didn't. I just reacted. So, but like I said, it surprises me to hear, oh, hold on. So, I just want to just say, I don't know what I was going to say with all that, but I just, like I said, maybe it's like, and they're still very bitter, and they still say very bitter and angry things about me. That's okay. Like I said, those folks don't pay my bills. Anything that I do or anything that they do has no real effect on me. I joke around that I'm waterproof like a duck. It just runs off my back. I don't really care. I've always been a believer also, when people have bad things to say about you, that's their baggage, because they're holding on to that. Just that, if I had anything to say to anybody like that, I always tell them, I'm like, man, let that go. Why hold on to stuff like that? I absolutely don't understand. Anyway, I don't know why I got off on this tangent. I just, I don't know. It just got me a lot of thinking lately with all the adversity and stuff that I found myself in, and trying to get out of it, and the effect and the cause, and how one thing affects another thing, and all that. And then I got all back into Deming. Why I got into Deming is beyond me. So when I left, I said, I'm leaving Deming behind mentally, because I can't, there's a lot of bad history there. There's a lot of great history, but there's also a lot of bad history there, and for me. And I said I was going to leave it all behind. And it's hard to do that. I'm still tied there. I still have a house there. I still have good friends there. I have an attachment to that place. But I still am going back and forth, in general, about what's actually going to hold me there when I get back. So, but I digress. I've been talking for a while now. Sometimes I just gotta get all this out. It's much better to not carry that weight of all of the, take all the lessons you learn and all the things you go through and all the trials and tribulations and all the good stuff and all the bad stuff. You take that stuff, evaluate it, take what you can use from it, and throw the rest away. You know, it's like watching leaders. You know, you learn from other people how to lead, to be a good leader. And you know, you got guys that have leadership. You know, there's all these different traits of leadership. And you know, you got guys that are aggressive, they're yellers and they're screamers, and you know, they just, you know, they press their point. Then you got guys that are really passive and they try to be your friends and try to do, you know, they try to pacify everyone and all that. And then you've got the guys in the middle where when they need to get mad, they get mad, but when they need to be passionate and understanding, they also do that. And I was taught a long time ago that when I first made petty officer, that you need to look at all those styles. Look at all the styles, leadership styles. Take what works for you. Learn from it. You know, look at those examples. Look at those, you know, those aggressive guys. Learn what you can use from that. You don't necessarily need to have an aggressive leadership style. Just learn how to be aggressive, but maybe not as abrasive as some of those guys are. You know, like I said, I'm on a tangent now. This has got nothing to do with the trail. Well, it sort of does, actually. I mean, it's good life lessons in the aspect of no matter what you go through, take something from it, learn something from it. Don't carry the weight of it, just learn from it and move on. So that by the time you get to the point where you're starting to immerse yourself in those kind of life experiences and everything, you are taking all of those things and taking all the good things that work for you and putting them to use in real world situations. And it makes you a better person because you've learned something about all of them or most of them, or you've experienced it. You see what works and what doesn't, and you can take all the things that work and add them together, and man, you can be very successful at doing that. And I liken that to out here on the trail. I've learned so much from other hikers. I've learned from their mistakes. I've learned from their triumphs. But I've also learned from mine too. I've taken something away from all the negative things that have happened to me. And okay, what don't I do the next time? What worked in this situation? What didn't work? And I think it works for me pretty well. I've adjusted on the trail many, many times because of what has happened to me. And so on and so forth. So I've really got off on a tangent, and I don't know where I was going with all this. I guess I felt the need to talk this morning. Yeah, I just look at this. We got a water cache up here. Got a road. I think this is going into Danieltown. Where are we at? We're in Carbon County. So. Anyway, I got about, 4 more miles or so to get into Palmerton, I think. So I've been meandering. I haven't really made much progress this morning. What's this sign say? I hope you guys are safe out there. I hope life is treating you guys decent these days. Village of Lower. Wow, what a name. It's called the Village of Lower Toamansing. Here, I'll go over here. I don't want to get run over, man. These cars are booking. Go over here and let you see it. Can you see that? Look at that name. Can't zoom in. Anyway. So, have you seen enough of my face this morning? I'm not sure where I was going with all that. I was sort of rambling. Man, stuff comes out of my head. I don't understand what the hell's going on. I guess, boy, look at it, man. I need a shave, huh? I'm definitely, hey, see all this? This is coming off, man. It's starting to drive me crazy. Every time I bite into a burger, I get a full mouth of mustache, and I gotta pull them. It's crazy. I hate trimming the stash because the longer it is, it lays to the side better, but it keeps coming back down over my face. So here in the next couple of weeks, it's getting trimmed up because it's driving me crazy. That's my story for now. I like visiting with you guys. I like visiting with me, and I get a little carried away sometimes. But I hope. I guess I was just trying to say over the last couple of days, I seemed like I was down on myself a little bit. At least it came across to me. I know one of the videos I seemed very humbled and a little distraught, and at the time I think it caught me off guard. So I'm out here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still enjoying myself. I promise you that, and I promise myself that there's nothing gonna get me to the point where I'm gonna get off trail or anything. This is just part of this deal. Some guy affects some people it doesn't. Some people don't get emotionally attached to the trail. They come down it, and there's some guys that just get immersed into it. And I'm one of those guys, I think. So I'm doing the best I can with what I got. Like I said, I got nothing to complain about. My life is perfect right now. And but I anticipated all of this. I anticipated these ups and downs, and like I said, in the grand scheme of things, I got nothing compared to the trials and tribulations of everybody else out there on the trail, or everybody else out there in the world on your own trail. Make your trail out there the best that it can be. That's what I'm trying to do out here. I miss all you guys, and I will talk to you again soon. That is an active zinc factory. Wow. Look at this town. It's so spread out. It's vast. Check out this climb down. There's no way. There's no steps. It's like you got to get all the way down there. Look at this view though. So I'm going down there across that bridge eventually. I just got to get down the side of this mountain. So how's this for a water source? They got a spring, they tapped into a spring, and they brought the PVC all the way down here onto the trail. They got one of those old quarter keg, pony keg, whatever you call them, half kegs, or cut in half, and they've got the pipe coming down here running into it, and then it runs out into the rocks. That's really cool. That's a great thing right there. Awesome. Look at this sea of rocks I gotta go across. Hey everyone, end of day 79 I think. I took a bunch of pictures today, so that should be good. I didn't take any pictures. I dropped down into this town, Palmerton I think it was. Had a strange interaction in down there. So I hiked all the way down in there. You saw the rocks I was showing pictures of, that was going down into that town. So I went down in there, I got right there, probably 11 o'clock. There was a little ice cream stand on the street, so I stopped and got a hot dog, a double scoop of ice cream, and a soda pop. And I went to the city park, and I sat there and ate it in the park. Then I walked down and went to the grocery store. There was a couple other places I wanted to check out. There was a sub shop that I wanted to get a sandwich at on the way out of town to take out for dinner. So anyway, I'm in this supermarket, and I just got in there and started looking around for the things that I need. I needed to top off a few things. So I'm there, and this guy walks up to me, goes, "Hey man," and he tells me the story that he saw me walking downtown. He was coming this direction. He needed to come down to the gas station and get gas. He saw me turn the corner into the supermarket, so he went over and got gas, pulled over into the supermarket, and came inside and found me. And he told me this whole story. And then he said, "Hey, I'll give you a ride back out of town if you want." Well, now I feel guilty. This guy did all this. So I'm like, because I had other stuff I wanted to do, and it was an easy on and off the trail, so it wasn't like I had to walk 4 miles. So if he wouldn't have told me the whole story, I would have said, I appreciate the offer, but I really don't. I got stuff to do, and I want to hang around town for a couple more hours, that kind of thing. And but he told me his story, so I'm like, sure, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So, I did it because it was the right thing to do. He went out of his way for me. It was the right thing to do. So I said, "Give me a minute. Let me finish shopping." He goes, "Okay." I'm not busting on this guy at all. This is all about me. So he's standing right beside me. So I pick up my item there, and I start walking, and he's just staying right beside me. And now I feel uncomfortable because I feel rushed, and I don't want to make the guy wait. So I'm like, I sort of get flustered with myself a little bit, and I forget to go get my other items. I just walk up to the front. So I'm not, I have a hard time, with the trail magic sometimes, because I feel it makes me feel uncomfortable. Now, some guys revel in it; they love it, but for me, it makes me a little uncomfortable sometimes. I have a hard time taking stuff from people, because sometimes I feel like I owe them something if I do that, and I just it's just a strange thing for me. So anyway, so I go up front, I put all my stuff on the belt, and the lady goes, "Are you through hiking?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "You can go over and pick out an apple and an orange if you want." And so I had just bought some oranges the day before. You guys saw the pictures. I still had oranges. I still had some fruit left. My pack's heavy as hell because I got a lot of stuff in it, food in it, heavy food. Because I thought I was going to eat it all the day before, and I didn't. So I'm like, "No, thank you, ma'am. I got a lot of weight in my pack." Here I am. I feel uncomfortable taking food or taking trail magic like this in person. Man, I'm really good. I love the fact they leave coolers on the trailhead, and there's like a cold soda in there. Man, that's the trail magic for me. And I take one soda, and that's it. If there's only one left in the cooler, I don't take it. I'll go without, and I leave it for the next hiker. So anyway, it's just my quirkiness. So I'm like, "No, it's okay. I'm good, but thank you for the offer." So she rings up all my stuff, and it's like $21. And I'm standing by the card machine. I pulled my card out, and he goes, "I'll get it." I'm like, "No, sir, please, please." Now this is one of those things, and I know a lot of guys would jump on it, and why not take that gratuity, But I just it's too much for me, and I begged him. I was like, "Please, let me pay for this." I said, this is just something that for me I need to do. And he said, "Okay." So I bought it, And then and finished ringing out, and I grabbed my bag, and then we went out, and he showed me his car, so I went out and put my bag in the car. We get in the car, and we're driving out of the town. Now I'm thinking, damn, I wanted to get that sandwich. I wanted to get another cold soda on the way out of town. But I feel bad. I don't want this guy to think I'm taking advantage of him or nothing and ask him to stop and all that. And I'm like, I didn't say anything, and he drove out and dropped me back off where I came off at. And that was it. And I thanked him. I got my bag and I got my stuff, and he said, "You're very welcome," and he took off. In no way, shape, or form did I think ill will about this guy. Nothing. Everything was great. He was very generous. He was and if I would have asked him to stop at the sub shop, he would have stopped. I just know it. But it was on me. It made me uncomfortable that somebody was going so far out of the way for me. So it's something, it's been in my DNA for a long time, and I'm not good at letting people help me, because I always feel afterwards that I owe them something. Anybody that knows me that I've helped knows that I have a hard time. They're always offering, people are always offering to help me, and I never ask, because I just feel uncomfortable doing it. So anyway, so I did the right thing, because this guy was so generous and going out of his way to give me a ride back. He was really thrilled to do it, everything about it. So I did the right thing. I truly believe I did the right thing, but it wasn't the right thing for me, because I didn't pick up a couple of things at the store that I really needed. I didn't get a dinner for tonight. I mean, I had food in my bag, but I would have preferred, if I'm in the town, pick up something in town that I can eat, so I don't have to bust into my stores and have to go resupply sooner. I really wanted to I wanted to take some pictures. They had a big veterans memorial in the city park where I was sitting at, where I was eating, way behind me. And on my way back out of town, I was going to go over and take pictures of all of it. And all the monuments had every war that was there, and they had all the city veterans names on the statues and stuff like that. And I didn't get a chance to do that, and I was going to do that on the way out of town. And there was a Things Remembered kind of store that I wanted to go in and check out, and I didn't get to do that. And like I said, I didn't get my sandwich and all that. And this was an easy in, easy out, short walk town. And after the last couple days I was really looking forward to this town, just to sit down, have something to eat, have something to drink, just relax, have a good day, and then roll out at night and find a place to camp. So like I said, I ended up cutting short my day and the stuff that I needed and all of that, because I was trying to be nice to somebody else that was trying to be nice to me. And I look back on it, and I'm wondering if I should have said no, even though I knew what he went through. If I should have said no, because I could have used those things, and I hope I'm not sounding selfish about all the things that I wanted to do and get, but if I didn't known I was going to get a ride out of town, I would have done all those things before I went to the supermarket. But I felt too guilty to ask the guy to stop, at least the sandwich stop. So it changed the dynamic of everything today. So I don't know if it changed it for good, the bad, whatever. I just feel a little like, man, that it ended up. It was cool to get a ride. Don't get me wrong. It's one of those things, man. I've been in all these towns that I'm walking 3 miles, 2.5 miles. Nobody even gives you a sniff. And then town that I really want to walk around in and spend more time in, someone offers. I just had to take it. I had to do the right thing. It was the right thing to do. I truly still believe it. It just caught me off guard. Let's put it that way. So Anyway, other than that, I think I did a total of 12 miles. I knew I wasn't going to do very far today. I was trying to just get here. Yeah, it was farther than I thought too. I did 12 miles today, and I thought I don't know, man. These numbers just funky. And then because I just looked to see how far it was back to where I was camping, and it's almost 12 miles. But yet when I looked at it yesterday, it was 5.5 to Palmerton. So I don't understand. So I'm getting confused. I'm so confused. Anyway, that's my story. Day 79. Look at that. I'm into day 80 tomorrow. Today's the 15th. So day 90. That's 3 months. And that's another 10 days. Man, interesting. So I have to figure out my numbers again. But other than that, I know it's dark. It's getting really dark. It was cold last night. The wind, I think I explained about it yesterday or this morning, but it's cold again tonight. So I got into this camp. I started this little fire, which you'll see the picture of. You should have already seen the picture. I started a little fire just to get warm, eat my dinner next to, and then it's already out. And I pitched up my tent and got inside my tent. I'm in my bag. So, like I said, I'll get up early in the morning, walk as far as I can, camp. I should be within striking distance of Hamburg for the following day, because I think today's Tuesday. If I hike all day Wednesday, that puts me in Hamburg on Thursday night. That's still a weekday as far as hotel rates go. So I have incentive to go as far as I can tomorrow so that I make sure I get into Hamburg the day after tomorrow. So anyway, that's my story. I hope you guys are safe. I will see you tomorrow.